Good morning, folks. As always, let's start with the sun. The X-class solar flare from 2 days ago was initially analyzed to deliver a glancing blow to Earth. We now have all agencies confirming that tonight or tomorrow morning we should see evidence of the interplanetary shockwave in the solar wind telemetry. We do expect auroras, maybe a geomagnetic storm, but no major effects from this one. The sun has continued popping a bit, a few ejections from the disk, including one in progress as of this morning, northern filament releasing, and we'll watch her today. As for the solar flaring, however, we've been eyeing that big sunspot on the north, and since initial decay of the region, flares have died back down. We might see a little resurgence today, however, as the central portion has mixed back up a bit and remains Delta class as she faces Earth. Got more incoming on the south as well. Looking in 211 angstroms, we see the southern negative coronal hole departing, and top left we see the next one coming in. Remember, this one is positive and still shows solid power on ISWA as of this morning. Earth got double tapped this morning as well, with gamma bursts from Ursa Minor and Hydra. The current solar wind metrics show a very calm stream near Earth. We're pretty calm geomagnetically as well. Unusual location rumbles take hold in China and also way north in the islands of Canada. We're seeing them way south as well near Australia, and Greece is taking a minor 48-hour uptick from the normal rumbling there. I'd like to share NASA's latest animation from the Scientific Visualization Studio. See Salinity Sequence, linked for you below. It runs up to the present. By now, most of you know the GMO issue is close to my heart, and here's one of those decide for yourself moments. GMO potatoes approved for a company that sells to McDonald's for French fries and other big restaurants. This is a DNA change in the organism aimed at reducing a carcinogen that occurs upon overcooking. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Today, the mobile observatory is in Houston, Texas, in Sugar Land. All details can be found at observatoryproject.com. So, here's that Bering Sea storm that is weakening now, but not before breaking a low pressure record for the area. Meanwhile, the mid-range watch for the coming week is an Arctic blast in the United States. The polar vortex will set in over the coming days, leaving most of the country way below average temperatures. These are the highs. Just imagine the lows. In fact, at its worst moments later this week, it will be warmer in northern Alaska and indeed large portions of the Arctic Circle than it will be in central Texas. Just think about that for a minute. Meanwhile, today a high-pressure cell sits down there blocking the bad weather. The flows remain to the north along with the convergences, except for small twin lows straddling Florida. That is where you see tonight's watch zone, north and in the far southeast. The power low in the North Atlantic is still offshore, while another sits between the UK and Norway, drawing a convergence to the south. You see the two cloud lines from those systems there. I'd love some weather shares. Finally, down under, we notice a convergence coming from an Antarctic low up to Tasmania, while air converges in the west as well. There are your alerts. Star Observer returned to fly on the wall yesterday. We also discussed a previously unverified health risk from space weather. Members, don't miss this one if you can. Got shots of our star to close. It's 6:20 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:20 a.m. Central. That's the news. Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.